everyone, it's Professor Kettler. I'm going to go over your journal assignment for this week because the information that is in the module can be a little confusing about how to complete the assignment. So if you go into Module 1 and you scroll down to the bottom, this is where it gives you the instructions for the journal assignment and what questions you're supposed to answer. Now there is, if you click on it, there is a rubric associated with this assignment. It's kind of generalized, so that's why some students sometimes have questions about this. So I'm going to show you the best way to complete this assignment. So what you're going to want to do is create a Word document to answer your questions in. I know it says 350 to 450 words in length, but you might have to go a little bit longer so that you're completely answering the questions. But essentially, it's asking you, it says select two of these criteria that could be applied to a living thing and also a non-living thing. And you can see here that the criteria is not in here. So I have posted it to the class announcements, and I'm also going to show you what it looks like in here. So this is just a document that I created. So in this assignment, the criteria of life is listed on this left-hand side. So is the organism that you are looking at, does it have any kind of tissues, cells, like is it organized into organs? Does it respond to the environment? Is it sensitive to environmental changes like temperature? Does it reproduce? Can it adapt to changes in the environment? Does it grow and develop? And that includes cellular growth as well. So even though like you as an adult, like you're not growing anymore, like your cells still develop over time, and you grow new cells. So that's something to consider too. Can the organism regulate its temperature or any other kind of internal features? Can it maintain homeostasis, which means like kind of balancing its responses like to the environment? So if it, for instance, like in humans, if we get too hot, we start to sweat, and that is our way of maintaining homeostasis to cool our body back down. Does the organism use energy? And then does the organism change over time? So you're going to pick two out of these lists of criteria, which there are 9. So 2 out of the 9 that could be applied to both a living and a non-living thing. And then you're going to answer these questions, right? So you might choose a rock as your non-living thing and a plant as your living thing. And you're going to pick 2 of these that would apply to both, right? And so then you answer these 7 questions, which were in the module, right? The only thing that wasn't included in that assignment is this criteria of life, which I've asked SNHU to include. But it is also in the reading materials, so you can go back and look in the reading materials for that as well. So in your conclusion, you would want to talk about how, what 2 criteria you chose, what living and non-living thing you chose, and how that criteria applies to them both. And then these other ones are more questions about you. So like, which of these criteria are you most looking forward to studying? Why is it relevant? Why is that particular criteria relevant to your personal or your professional life, like your career? Then you're going to conduct an experiment. So you're going to find 3 people that are either in your family, your friends, your coworkers, to explain why a dog is a living thing and why a donut is not. And you're going to kind of talk about their responses. So, what did they say in question 5? And then 3, were you surprised by their answers? And then 7, what have you learned from this experiment? And then there's a part 2. And so if we go back to the assignment, it's kind of buried after this question. So I have a lot of students who answer these questions and they forget to do this second part. So the second part is looking at trying to determine if viruses are living things. And there is an article that you can read more about this. And after you read that article, you want to answer this question below. So in my, assignment, I just went ahead and did part 2. There's the article. And then you're just answering this question about why does this particular example with viruses tell us about life, or what does this, tell us about life and its study. So you're essentially just answering like why you think viruses are living or non-living based upon what you have read and learned about the different criteria of life. And that is it. You'll turn that in. Like I said, it'll be a document. You don't have to include, all of these parts that I put in here. I just put this in here for you to be able to see what the criteria of life is. If you want to just give me the document where you just have the answers to your questions outlined, that's fine. But let me know if you have any questions or you need any help with this.